But you know what? He won't, because Margarito will bust that ass. And he don't want to go out with his face all busted up like he did Chavez, which is unfair. He beat Chavez up twice. Got 2 paydays. And Chavez should have never been in the ring with him. But we allowed it because he was young, up and coming. He was the golden boy. And a lot of people bought into that. I never did. And I don't hate Oscar De La Hoya. I'm sick of people making the statements that I hated. But as a fan, I have every right to say what I want to say. You want me to buy your fight? Cool. Fight a fight I want to see. Don't try to fight Manny Pacquiao who started out at 106 or 1 whatever. You know what I'm saying? He is a lightweight. Campaigning as a lightweight. He has a title at lightweight. You got a whole slew of lightweights. I mean, it's just sad, man, that Pacquiao is being talked about in a fight with Oscar De La Hoya. Even worse, how's it fair that they control the lineage of boxing? Who controls the lineage of boxing? The lineage of every weight class has been broken countless times. So you can just give a man lineage because you own a magazine? That's so unfair. Make us fight for it. At least I'm willing to fight for it. I'm willing to win or lose for a right to be called the true champion.
Right.
And then you want to discount the sanctioning bodies, but then your belt is worse than their belt because your belt can't be made to defend your belt. So basically, you can be champion and never fight the best guy in the division as long as you fight someone. That's sad. What a sad state that the boxing game is in. You're allowed to be dictated by a promoter that owns the belt. Yeah. If Don King owned the IBF, or owned the VC, or owned the BO, or owned the VA, outright owned it, it's one thing to say, well, I know they'll bribe him, okay, but to own it, to actually own the belt, it would never happen. It would never be allowed to happen. So in my case, I just want to fight the very best fighters. I don't care about De La Hoya who he fights. I don't care about who Pacquiao fights anymore. I don't care about who any of these guys fight. I just want to fight the very best fighters in the world at my way, period. And they can have, I may never make $20 million boxing, but that's not why I got into boxing. I take care of my family pretty good. We live pretty well. As a matter of fact, I took the guys out to see the new house that I'm purchasing. It's a regular home, basically. A lot of property. All my kids love the house. My wife loves the house. My granddaughter loves the house. And all the guys like, we gotta have a pool party. Cool, let's do it. I mean, I'm a regular guy. I'm a fan of boxing. And the most important thing about my house is we have flat screen, big flat screen TVs that we can watch boxing on. Because my wife will tell you, I watch boxing every day of the week if I can. I'm flipping through the channels, setting channels. I want this to come on this time. I plan my day around what boxing is on. I plan my night around what boxing is on. If I've seen the old fights on ESPN Classics, I just TiVo it. If I have it, I TiVo it too. So I can have it all in my records because I just love boxing. So for me, as a boxer, I want to fight the very best fighters out there. But because I'm a fan, I want to fight the very best boxers out there because I know that's what the fans want to see.
Absolutely. In a perfect world, let's say that tomorrow you were given the reins of running the show, running boxing. What would you do to bring back the sport overall to the days of not event fights, but to days of actually the best fighting the best and getting it back to the top level of sports?
I would totally tear boxing down. First thing I do is every guy that has a title will have to fight one another in the tournament. For the next 6 months to a year, it'll be in every weight class. Every guy with a title, like it or not, will have to fight. Every other guy with a title have to fight each other.
Yeah, because we have all these extraneous belts. There's a belt for just about everybody has a belt, and not everybody's willing to unify those belts.
I will make them unified.
Because there's no money.
In 6 months to a year, 6 months to a year, if I was a network, if I had networks, I would tell every promoter, he fights him, he fights him, he fights him, and these two fight, and the winners fight each other, or you don't fight on my network. If I had control of it, if I could control Showtime, HBO, NBC, and whatever.
It really is Showtime and HBO. They hand out the dates, as you know.
It wouldn't be you're my friend and we play golf together type deal. You know what I'm saying? I would make the best fight the best. Period. And in my case, Pacquiao would have to fight me. That one fight for all the marbles, be done with it. And then all the other guys who were ranked in those positions, whoever was ranked longest would get the first crack at those belts. And if you decided that you didn't want to defend against a guy, you got the WBO. Say the WBO has a mandatory, and you don't want to fight that guy. You don't want to fight that guy because there's not enough money in it. I would strip you of your belt, all of them, and the two highest, and all of the start over again. The 4 top guys would fight. The 2 top guys would fight for each one of those belts. Then I'll start all over again.
And do you think that would somehow restore the tradition of boxing back to what it was?
Guess what? At the end of the day, you gotta fight the very best guy, even if he ain't worth a nickel. I've done it for years. I did it for years, the old-fashioned way. I did it for years, and a lot of guys don't like to admit that. I mean, they don't like to admit that it's all about money. I mean, the equivalent over who's going to make $5 million, who's going to make $10 million. Back in the day, the best had to fight the best, even if they only want to make $2 million. That's what they had to fight. I'm pretty sure Marvin Hagler didn't want to fight with Mugabe for little money, but he had to fight it because that was what was mandated. He was a true champion. And then these guys now they want to say they're bigger than the belt. I will prove to them that they were not bigger than the belt. Because when you say you're bigger than the belt, you have to say that you're bigger than the sport. I will prove to you that you're not. And the problem is, they've allowed these guys to get so much power that now I'm not fighting him for $2 million. How dare they offer me such meager wages? $2 million? I fight my mama for $2 million. And not because it's a lot of money, because in this day and age it's not a heap of money. But because if I just want to fight the best fighter. I'm that guy that want to fight the best fighter. I want to see the best fight the best. And if you're gonna call yourself the best, why won't you fight the best?
You know, and I think that's why your following has grown over the years, is because a lot of people see you as a sort of, just aside from being a fighter, as just a regular down-to-earth guy. A lot of people say they want to fight the best. Saying it is one thing. Another thing is having your promoter match you against guys just for a payday, and it's just an event fight. It does nothing for the sport of boxing. It doesn't further promote the sport of boxing. It just, in my estimation and a lot of readers' estimation, seem to bring the sport down to a level where it's not respectable. It's not respectable.
When I'm gone, when there is no more Nick Campbell, I'm saying this to every fan out there: you'll miss me. You'll clamor for a guy like me. You'll beg, you'll plead, you'll pray every night before you go to bed for a guy like me. Because at the end of the day, someone that really, really, really wants to put their ass on the line and drag it sometimes, it's done.